Aloha, my friend. Levon Basso here with another round of weekly fitness motivation. And this week we are coming to you again from the North Shore. It's been an interesting week of windy, crazy weather and then calm, light, sunny weather, back and forth. That's kind of what you get during this time of year in Hawaii with the changing of the seasons. But you can see here on the video that we've had some awesome conditions on the North Shore with the water clarity and the shape and beauty of the sandbars and the waves that are pushing across those sandbars. So looking forward to more of that this winter and sharing that with you. Now for this week's fitness motivation talk, I wanted to talk to you about two things: motivation and habits. Now the thought here is that motivation gets us started, but habits are what keep us going. And most of us know or feel the need for motivation at one time or another. We want to work harder or we want to get started maybe on something, but we feel that we need a little push in that direction, right? It's natural, it's human nature to need some motivation. What most people or some people sometimes misunderstand is that if I get the motivation I need, that's going to directly translate to getting the results that I want. And sometimes that works, but usually there's a little gap in between that we need to fill in. And that is the habits that we establish for ourselves. Most of you probably don't even think twice about brushing your teeth in the morning and in the evening. Why? Because it's a habit. So likewise, in order to get the results of, just like getting the results, of good breath that people can stand being around, right? And clean teeth, the habit that is established of brushing those teeth is what brings you that. Motivation is great. We need it. We should seek it all the time with fitness and nutrition and trying to get some results from those things. But unless we establish some habits from the motivation that we feel sometimes, we're constantly going to be hitting that restart button, looking for more motivation, trying to muster up some strength, some willpower to get something done so that we can have the results that we want. But if your habits are dialed in, they're automatic, they're a part of who you are, the workouts are never going to falter. They're going to be the intensity and the right type that you need for your body and your needs. And the nutrition habits that you have are going to be second nature to you as well because you've ingrained them within yourself. So how do we go from simply acting on motivation occasionally or sporadically to having those habits? Well, I don't really believe that there's any magic formula to that question. That solution is basically just seeking out the motivation, or when that motivation comes, taking consistent action on it in a way that's organized and that you consistently do. So in other words, if you know that working out for you is best done in the morning because of how your body and how your mind feel, seek for that motivation. Plan for it to kind of come into your life, whether you are reading something or just listening to something that motivates you, and then act on it in that time of day that establishes that habit. This may seem really simple and just like, okay, well, tell me something I don't know, but I think most people are having a little disconnect if the habits are lacking because they're not acting consistently during the time that the motivation comes to establish the habit. The time not to get down on yourself and worry about, well, why don't I have good consistent habits, is when the motivation is there. When you're feeling tired or lazy even or discouraged, of course, the habits aren't going to be there and the motivation definitely doesn't feel like it's there. So if that's ever the case, just let that pass. It's kind of like the clouds I'm looking up overhead right now over the sky and above me. Those things pass. They pass quicker than you think. And just take advantage of those moments when you do feel good to take action. I think that's probably a habit in and of itself, is when you feel motivation, take action. We've talked about that in several different ways in past fitness motivation videos where action takers are rewarded. And whether or not that action is the perfect action, it doesn't really matter. What matters is taking it and doing something and learning from it, and as you go you can course correct on that taken action, whereas if you didn't take action, you wouldn't really know if the action you're taking is going to lead to your success or not. So take that action when the motivation comes. You'll see whether or not it's a good action for you and if it's working, and then continually do it and establish those habits. I can't emphasize enough that motivation is great, we should always seek it, but habits are really what you should be focused on and really what matter the most when it comes to long-term success. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Share this with anyone if you feel that it was beneficial. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And I look forward to hearing your comments, reading your comments. If you have questions about anything, you can contact me on my website. I love to answer fitness questions of any kind that I can. We also do that in occasional question and answer webinars, which will be coming up. But please get on the Superhuman Fitness newsletter emailing list to be aware of when those question and answer webinars are happening, and you can subscribe to that as well on the website. Take care, guys. Glad you could join me for this, and I look forward to hearing about the habits that you're establishing and the results that you're getting from it. Aloha.